Yes, you can ditch the sugar cereal box and power up with a healthier breakfast with my mixed berry granola clusters. My easy granola is made with clean, natural ingredients including oats, cashew butter, cashews, chia seeds, coconut, and coconut oil. It's naturally sweetened with maple syrup and cane sugar. Then it gets incredible crunch and flavor with a mix of freeze-dried strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries. Hello, my name is Nicole Bonilla, and I am so glad you're here. If you love healthier, all-natural recipes like I do, then you are in the right place. To make this granola, we're going to start with 3½ cups of old-fashioned oats. Now, old-fashioned oats are different than quick oats in that quick oats are just old-fashioned oats that have been cut down smaller. But I found that the larger size of the old-fashioned oats makes for better granola clusters. Next, we're going to add ½ cup of cashews, 1/3 cup of shredded coconut, 3 tablespoons of chia seeds, and I'm using white chia seeds just for the aesthetic, but you could use the dark as well. They have the exact same nutritional value. Next, we'll add 2 tablespoons of cane sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and ½ teaspoon of salt. And I'll just give these a quick mix. And then in a separate bowl, we want to mix together our wet ingredients. We'll start with 1/3 cup of coconut oil, 1/3 cup of maple syrup, 1/4 cup of cashew butter, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract, but this is optional. And then to give the granola a little bit more crunch and those clusters that we all love, we're going to add 2 egg whites. Let's pour those right in. Now we'll just take a whisk or a fork and mix it together until well combined. Now we can take our wet mixture and just pour it down into our dry mixture. And then with my spatula, I'm just going to stir these together until they're really well combined. Next, we'll want to take our cookie sheet and then line it with a piece of parchment paper. And this is going to make it much easier for getting the granola off the pan once it's baked. And then we can simply pour in our granola and spread it around with our spatula. Now you'll want to spread it very evenly in your pan so that it bakes evenly. And if you like to have those larger clusters in your granola, you'll want to press it down nice and firm so it all bakes together. And those egg whites are going to provide the glue to help the clusters stay together. But you can also omit the egg whites if you prefer. Well, that looks great, and it's ready to go into a 350-degree oven for anywhere between about 20 and 26 minutes. I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes, and then I'm going to open my oven, spin my pan around, and then set it for an additional 10 minutes. And this is going to help ensure that it bakes evenly and doesn't have any darker spots on the ends. But you will want to keep an eye on it towards the end of that 10 minutes to make sure it doesn't overbake. One of my favorite ways to enjoy granola is as a yogurt parfait. So to make a very simple honey vanilla Greek yogurt, we're going to start with ½ cup of plain unsweetened Greek yogurt. And I prefer using full fat to get the most creaminess and flavor. Then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of honey and ½ teaspoon of vanilla and a pinch of salt. And then I'm simply going to whisk it together until it is smooth and creamy. And then you can do a simple pinking test to make sure it's sweet enough for you. That tastes delicious, but you could easily add another tablespoon of honey if you'd like to have it on the sweeter side. And now we can set this aside. Well, here's our granola out of the oven, and it is gorgeous and smells absolutely incredible. You can see that the edges are a little bit more toasted than the middle, but it's all pretty even. I ended up baking it for 10 minutes on the first side, spun it around, and then baked it for an additional 14 minutes to get it nice and golden brown. Now you'll want to let this cool completely on your counter, and as it cools, it's going to get even crispier. I have a batch that I made yesterday, and then once it's completely cooled, you can go in and break it up to whatever size little clusters you like. And one of my favorite ways to enjoy this granola is on top of yogurt as a parfait. So I'm going to start by adding a nice scoop of our vanilla honey yogurt, and add a few pieces of our delicious granola. Now we can add our freeze-dried berries. Now you could use fresh berries if you're doing a parfait, but if you're going to enjoy your granola in a bowl and pour some milk over it, then you'll want to use the freeze-dried because they maintain their crunch and their flavor even after the milk has been added. So I'm going to go ahead and add a few to my parfait. Make sure we get a bite with all 3 together. Yum. That is delicious. I love the mix of textures and flavors that you get just in one bite. First, you bite into that perfectly toasted granola that has so much flavor coming in from the cashews and the coconut and the oats and the cinnamon. And as soon as the freeze-dried berries meet the yogurt, it unleashes their delicious fresh flavor. And this granola has a delicious mix of healthy fats, carbs, and protein, which are going to leave me feeling fuller longer. And I love that it's made of clean, natural ingredients, which means I'm gonna feel just as good even after I eat it. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today in my kitchen. And I've included a link to the full recipe in the video description below, which takes you to my website, gentletummy.com. And I also invite you to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you know someone else who you think would love this recipe, please share this video with them. And I cannot wait to have you hang out with me again in my kitchen.